Welcome back to Small Town Meth. In today's chapter, I tell you about Ivan, the real Minnesota Heisenberg. Here we go. Before Ivan showed up, meth was around, but it was quiet. We were users, hustlers, and small-time dealers. We bought our dope from whoever had it. A few guys bragged about knowing how to cook, but it was all bullshit. Nobody local really knew how. The meth game was just buying and selling. Then Ivan came to town. He didn't come in with fanfare. No flashy cars, no stacks of cash. He was the same age as me, 35 years old. Skinny, intense eyes that looked like they were always calculating. He talked soft but carried his presence, like he knew things the rest of us didn't, and he did. Ivan was the guy who taught everybody how to cook meth. I'll never forget the first time I saw him lay it all out. He talked about chemicals like they were recipes for Sunday dinner. Because they were. You see, he was no big chemist or A student or nothing like that. He was just a farm kid. And his grandma was half blind, and he had to help her cook and make recipes and bake bread and everything else growing up as a kid. That's how he learned to follow a recipe. I was standing there thinking, holy shit, that changes everything. He knew everything, how to make it. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. After Ivan started teaching people, it spread like wildfire. Guys who were nobodies suddenly thought they were chemists. Garages, basements, sheds, and campers out in the woods. Everybody wanted to run a lab. Nobody wanted to pay the Mexicans for shitty dope anymore. Ivan had balls big enough to steal anhydrous ammonia from farmers' fields and transport it, knowing that if he got caught with it, he would be locked up for at least 4 years. Anyone with a large supply of gas became the gas man. Making meth was a two-part process. The first part took 2 hours, and the second part took 2 more hours. Near the end of the second part is where the gas man was called, and he would show up and do his thing and finish up the cook. He would have meth labs lined up all over central Minnesota, and he would go from lab to lab and finish the second part of the process for them. You're probably asking yourself, why the hell would he drive around in the middle of the night risking serious prison time? The answer is that the gas man would take half of the yield from every lab, and he would take the first half of the yield, which was the most potent part of the batch. I felt that the whole lot of them were fucking nuts, and maybe I was too. The truth was that we were addicts. We were addicted to meth, the money, and the lifestyle. But it brought chaos. People got greedy. Friends ripped off friends. Paranoia exploded. Nobody trusted anybody. It used to be you're worried about dealers shorting you or giving you a bunk product. Now you had to worry if someone was going to roll over on you because the cops were squeezing them. And the police, they started getting wise. Fires and explosions were happening left and right. People were stealing cold pills from pharmacies, raiding farm tanks, or just hooking the whole tank up to their trailer hitch and driving away with the whole thing. Houses were blowing up. The chemical smells gave everything away. People started going to prison. I remember thinking how before Ivan things felt smaller, almost manageable. You were just a user or a small dealer trying to hustle a few bucks. After Ivan, the whole game leveled up, and it leveled up fast. He was like a lit match dropped into dry grass. Some people said Ivan was a snitch, planted to teach us how to cook so the cops could swoop in and lock us all up. Others swore he was just a hustler looking to profit off teaching the trade. The truth, I still don't know, but the damage was done. Ivan handed out the recipe for disaster. He opened Pandora's box, and the cost for the rest of us was everything. I kept buying pills and telling myself, at least I ain't as bad as that guy. But the truth is that I was. In fact, I was worse because I had a wife and 3 kids waiting at home for me every night. Me and Ivan are still friends to this day. He did 11 years in prison, and later on you'll see exactly how he changed the course of my family's life forever. Thank you for viewing and listening, and Next chapter, we talk more about Ivan, and I hope you come back. Leave a like, subscribe.